Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 Corner after the summer break of Formula 1. 3 weeks seems like a long time ago, and we are back for the Belgian Grand Prix and the second half of the season. A lot of action to be expected. We've already had a lot in the first half, a lot of unexpected results too. But now that we are back strong, we have, of course, to talk about this battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. During the interviews today, both drivers, saying that it's going to be a tough challenge between both of them. But I think those coming not on the back foot, but with a little bit of work to do is Red Bull. The last two races were not in their favor, scoring only 2 points for the whole team, for Max Verstappen in the last two races, meaning that Lewis Hamilton, who finished first and second in the British and Hungarian Grand Prix, is now leading the championship once again. So it was disappointing for Red Bull recently. But there are reasons to think that they still have the best car, and with Mercedes that brought their last big update, probably one of the last of the season in Great Britain, and Red Bull saying that they are still working on that car. There really is a lot to look forward to. About Mercedes, I think the big talk of the year so far is Bottas and George Russell. Will George Russell take Valtteri's place at Mercedes for next season? There's a lot of talks that went on during the summer break. No announcements were made yet. What we know is that Hamilton would probably prefer to keep Valtteri Bottas because he does not represent a threat in a championship at the moment, and has done a very good second driver job, while George Russell, if he was in a Mercedes, would for sure be battling Hamilton and try to get those championship points. But there's still half a season to go. Bottas still have time to prove that he should remain at Mercedes, but Mercedes should also start thinking about their future and what they want to do. Let's jump to Williams, because we are speaking of George Russell. Williams, double point finish in Hungary, currently sitting 8th in the World Championship as a team. It was a great race for them 3 weeks ago. They deserved those points. Their first since Germany 2018, 19. With Robert Kubica scoring 1 meager point in the rain. So really Williams happy, and I think now that they have points in the bank, they will want to score more if they can, but I think it is mission accomplished for them this season. They can now put all their efforts for next year. Nicholas Latifi saying that he is ready to take the role of team leader should George Russell go to a Mercedes next year. Personally, I'm not super convinced with Nicholas Latifi so far, even though it's only his second year in Formula 1. He's never out-qualified George. Has trouble even keeping up with him during the race. So he did not show that he's got the pace of a potential world champion. That's my personal opinion, but I think Nicholas Latifi is not what Williams needs if they want to rebuild themselves to glory. But I could be wrong. Some drivers had to take a few years to adjust to Formula 1, so anything can happen. Let's talk also about the big news of the week. Fernando Alonso confirmed for 2022 with Alpine. This does not come as a surprise. We knew he had an option for next season, but now pen has been put to paper, and you know, I think it's not a surprise either because of the result he's had over the last few races. Sure, the start of the season was tough for the Spanish driver, but since pretty much since France, and you know, even Azerbaijan to some extent, Alonso really has been gaining back in form, and you know, is now as good as he was when he left Formula One at the end of 2018. So Alonso really doing a great job for Alpine, and would like, of course, to be world champion again with them. And Alpine that had such a great result in Hungary, Esteban Ocon taking victory, his first ever win in Formula One, also confirmed for next season. That was announced already a few months ago. Ocon, which had a little bit of a downward trend around the French Grand Prix, but since they changed his chassis in Great Britain, everything is coming back into shape for him, and Alpine in great shape to finish at least 5th in the Constructors' Championship at the moment. The car started slow, but I think in the recent races they really have unlocked some potential in their car. So Alpine, a team to watch, not for a podium, even though they could have other chances this year, but for the midfield battle, they are in there. Let's go to Aston Martin. Aston Martin, after the very heartbreaking disqualification of Sebastian Vettel at the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix because there was not enough fuel left in the car for the FIA to analyze. They, of course, sent the decision into appeal, and Aston Martin lost. So Sebastian Vettel stripped of a second place in Hungary and some precious points for the team. Aston Martin are currently fighting to be 5th in the championship, and they currently sit actually behind AlphaTauri, who are 6th. So Aston Martin is 7th in the championship at the moment. Not where they want to be, but there is hope from what we've seen in Hungary, you know, with Vettel, who should have finished in 2nd place, and who has also had some very good results over the last few races. I think Vettel is getting you know, where he should be, and Lance Stroll had some surprising results. I will admit it, I still have my doubt about Lance, but Stroll, yeah, having a strong season so far, I have to admit it. So Aston Martin still hoping for a good result, and you know, if they can use the bad luck of the others to maybe get some other chances of podium. You know, it was their 2nd potential podium in Hungary this season, so you know, Aston Martin can do a few little miracles when they want to. Let's go higher up the grid now. Let's go to Ferrari and McLaren, the two teams fighting for 3rd in the championship. Lando Norris, first race in Hungary where he did not finish in the points, literally did not finish the race. The team is currently sitting 3rd. Actually, no, they are 4th, equal with Ferrari, but because Ferrari has a higher result this season with Leclerc 2nd in Great Britain, Ferrari is 3rd. But the two teams are equal in points. Most of the job has been done by Lando Norris at McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo still struggling to understand his car, and you know, there is a fair chance that he might not understand it until the end of the season. Just not suiting his driving style and struggling to cope with it. If McLaren wants to finish 3rd, he will need to step up his game, because the reason Ferrari is so close to McLaren is not because they have that many better results than McLaren, but because the two drivers at Ferrari are consistently in the points. So for Ricciardo and his own confidence as a Formula One driver, he needs to get on top of his game by the end of the season, otherwise this could follow him next season, even if he can adapt in a better way to the car. If he cannot get on top of it this year, yeah, this could play on his morale. Ferrari, let's move to them. Charles Leclerc, excellent season for him. There is nothing to say about it. Sadly, did not finish the Hungarian Grand Prix, and his teammate Carlos Sainz did manage to finish fourth in Hungary, actually third, with Vettel being disqualified. So at the moment, Carlos Sainz is in front of Charles Leclerc in the championship, and this just goes to show that both drivers are very consistent at Ferrari. Carlos Sainz probably the one doing the best job out of the drivers switching team for this season. He's not at the pace of Charles Leclerc, but he's close enough that the team has to be satisfied with him. Still, he can do better. He does not want to settle for a handyman job. Sainz, showed when he was with McLaren last season that he can push the car to the limit. He was so close in battle with Lando Norris last year that there's no doubt that he could do the same at Ferrari against Charles. Who else do we have? AlphaTauri, yeah, a team that had a very good result in Hungary with 5th and 6th for Gasly and Tsunoda. This was the weekend where they got everything right. AlphaTauri, a team that is genuinely, I would say, the 5th best car on track at the moment. Probably in front of Alpine, or if they're not in front of Alpine, they are very, very, very close. The problem with AlphaTauri is that they cannot put both cars at the front at every races. I think Hungary was the first one where really both drivers were in there. But Pierre Gasly doing a very good job. There's no doubt about it. Yuki Tsunoda, gotta give him credit. He's a rookie. It's not his fault. But the team will expect more of him in this second half of the season. We know the Red Bull family can be very tough. So Tsunoda will be expected to score a bit more in order to bring AlphaTauri that 5th place in the championship that they are so hard trying to get. And this leaves us with Alfa Romeo and Haas. Alfa Romeo now 9th in the championship, 5 points behind Williams. Is there a chance for them to get back this 8th place? Potentially. Alfa Romeo has a very consistent car across all tracks. It's just not super fast. If they can get everything perfect, yes, there is a chance that they could score more points. I think one of their big problem is qualifying. They cannot qualify anywhere higher than 15th, maybe 14th. And Kimi Raikkonen really struggling in qualifying this season. And this just penalized them during the race after that, because they have to try and overtake cars that are maybe not always faster than them, but so close in pace that it becomes impossible to overtake. So if Alfa Romeo can get everything right and start in 11th, 12th for some races, there is a very fair chance that they could score some decent point in races. And at Haas, it's always more of the same. I think Mick Schumacher has had a good season start, but over the last few races made some mistakes that he should not have done. But that's part of learning Formula One. Still, lots of hope on that side. And Nikita Mazepin, really I'd say the one with the donkey in Formula One at the moment. He's just not there in qualifying. He's just pretty slow during the race. he needs to improve big time. Otherwise, you know, everybody's gonna question what the heck he's doing there. But I think we are in for an exciting Belgian Grand Prix. We're gonna watch Hamilton and Verstappen for sure, so stay tuned, guys. I will see you again after the practice session on Friday as usual. So thank you for watching. Remember to smash the like button and to subscribe just because you enjoy Formula 1. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.